Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Housewife Historian, and today this is part 2 to our Real Housewives of Potomac. I did a part 1 video that is uploading now, so it should be posted, and then you guys can go right on into part 2. I didn't want to get into all the Juan, Robyn, Dixon stuff in the actual Potomac review, so I decided to do a part 2 to sort of go over everything with Bravo and Robyn and Juan Dixon and this alleged woman from Canada, because we're hearing what Robyn is telling us. We saw her on Watch What Happens Live. She didn't get good reviews. No, people were not buying it at all, and they're definitely not buying Juan Dixon's whole I don't even want to say excuse, but maybe his whole story that he has about this woman. So we're going to talk about that, talk about what originally we heard, and what story has changed. And then, of course, we're going to talk about her going on Watch What Happens Live and what Andy Cohen had to say about her not talking about this on the show, never going to bring it up or talk about it if this one woman came forward. So guys, make sure before we get started that you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn notifications on. It's super important. I'm going to play you guys a couple of clips from Watch What Happens Live. I can't show you the actual footage because of the fact that it's like copyrighted, but Zaddy is pissed. Okay, so first of all, let's get everyone up to speed with what is going on. Last night's episode, we saw Robyn really act like she is queen. Like, everyone in Washington, D.C. wants to come to her wedding, and she is just too cool for school. So they're going to get married in Jamaica because they're already there for somebody else's wedding. So F it. Why don't we just get married? Because, that's not rude or tacky or anything at all. Anyways, she goes into the party. She's late. She blames it on wedding stuff. What do you have to plan for the wedding? Oh, you had to get suits. Oh, yeah. You had to get measured for suits. Okay, and then what? What else did you have to do? We did get pictures released of the wedding, and thankfully she's not wearing that atrocious dress that she wore to the brother's wedding and that she wore for her confessional. I hate that dress. I don't say that about anything, guys. You know that. I try to keep my opinion out of things, but I hate that dress. First of all, it makes her cha-chas look terrible. And I think it's just like the way she's sitting. Maybe it's her posture. Maybe she needs a little more support. Whatever the case is, who is styling you? Y'all need to spend a couple of dollars and get styled, okay? Like, Robyn looked so good. I say this always. Her best confessional look was that yellow dress that she wore with her hair high up, and she should have recreated something similar to that because she looked so good last year. And even on Watch What Happens Live, her hair, she's missing the mark here. I don't know what her problem is, guys, but here, I'll give you guys some oh, well, hold on, I don't want to get into the Watch What Happens Live until I give you guys all of the tea first. Okay, so that's how she acted in last night's episode. She doesn't even really care and leaves, I think, before Robyn even sees her. And so then Juan does not go to the party either. I just thought about that. Ray went to the party. So it was definitely like a couple event because Chris and Candace were there as well. So you would think that Eddie was there too. You would think that at the very least, Juan would come film the reunion. We've talked about this before, guys, how the men have an obligation, even if they don't have a contract, even if they're not on payroll, there's an expectation on the men of the housewives. And we haven't seen Juan all season. He has not showed up all season. And allegedly what happened was this woman came forward to a very popular blogger on TikTok, maybe. I don't know. I hate when people use different handles for the different platforms. I want to say it's like Giorgio on TikTok, maybe Gossip Girl on Instagram. I don't know. I can look it up though. Anyways, guys, He was the one, he lives in Maryland, and he was the one who got the information first from this girl that alleged that she had this affair with Juan Dixon from 2020 to, was it 2021 to 2022? I don't know. I have to look up the exact years because Robyn keeps trying to say it was during COVID, but I was thinking, so she hasn't spoken with him for 1 year. It just turned 2023. So last year at this time would have been 2022. So she was with him from 2021 to 2022. Okay, guys? 2021 to 2022. Because they were together for a year, allegedly. Anyways, guys, so she comes out and says that she was dating him. She has receipts. She has correspondence. Of course, he takes the info. He takes the receipts. He speaks with her, and then he comes on and lets us know what what they said. And she was alleging that she met him online, met Juan online, and that they started corresponding during the pandemic, which this kind of makes sense a little bit, but not. So they correspond during the pandemic, and then finally, when restrictions would have had to have been lifted pretty, would have been like closing up the whole COVID thing if she was flying in from another country. The woman lives in Canada. So it wasn't going to be an easy trip to Maryland during a pandemic into another country. Think about that for a second. I'm just saying. Think about that for 1 second. So anyways, allegedly they dated. And she came here to see him. She had the receipts from when she was here. And then she alleged, this is the juiciest part. She alleged that he was into like bringing another guy into the bedroom. Specifically players. I don't know. I'm just saying what she said. Specifically players. And allegedly he didn't let her know about it. And one of the players showed up to her hotel room door, ready to get the hanky panky. And she had no idea that she was going to be giving him the hanky panky. Juan wasn't there yet. She must have been waiting for him. Whatever the case was, dude shows up at her hotel room ready to get it on, thinking that they're about to do some freaky shit, right? And she's not down with it. And she said, literally, she stopped speaking to him. The correspondence stopped, and she said she hadn't spoken to him in a year. So some of that sounds like it could potentially be right. Like something must have upset her after she was in Maryland that she didn't come back and they stopped speaking. So not sure what that would be, but she's alleging that that's what it was, that he liked to have dudes in. And that kind of makes a little bit of sense. Something just came to me. Do you guys remember whenever we talked about Robyn and Juan and the best friend? The best friend that was robbing them, and the best friend that Robyn was allegedly having an affair with. I wonder if they all three, what if that was a throuple? It was a throuple that went bad. Dude started robbing them, sleeping with Robyn on the side, even though they probably had all slept together. But she started seeing him on the side. That's not an uncommon thing. That happens a lot. So just beware, men and women. That makes sense now, though. Think about that. Because it was hard to comprehend that Robyn would start having an affair with Juan's dearest, closest, best friend, unless if she spent a lot of time with him, which would make sense. Because I'm like, how did she end up in bed with him? How did she end up in an affair with her husband's best friend? Like, how did that happen? Like, how does that happen? I know that it happens all the time. Some people even wife swap. I mean, look at Shania Twain. Her husband cheated on her with her best friend. And the best friend and her ex-husband got married, and she stayed single for a very, very long time and healed and yada, yada, yada. And later she turned and married her best friend's ex-husband. So they literally swapped partners. Literally. I mean, they're not on good terms, but they swap partners. I want to know what you guys think about that, but that makes really a lot of sense to me because I just could not figure out, like, yeah, allegedly Juan was like cheating too, and allegedly he was like with Gabrielle Union, but I was just thinking, like, when you, like, if you did something like that, there would have to be a lot of emotions involved, because I don't think that lust would have you having an affair with your best friend's husband, or your husband's best friend, because her husband's cute. You know, Robyn could get guys. She's beautiful. So I can't think that that would be it. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe it was a throuple. Obviously, we know that Robyn is not exactly honest with us. She's not forthcoming. She's not going to give us any information that's not already out there. Okay. So again, when they filmed the finale, none of this has come out yet. So this blogger comes out with all this information. So Robyn decides she's going to talk about it. Where's she going to talk about it at? Oh, her shady podcast, her and Giselle's podcast. But when she talks about it on the podcast, guess what? She doesn't give you the whole story. No, she doesn't give you the whole story. She wants you to go and sign up for her effing Patreon to hear what happened. To hear some bullshit, basically. Carlos King is outraged too. Carlos King is outraged. He did a video on it. You know, you're getting paid to show your life, right? You're getting paid to show what is going on in your personal life, not what other people are pointing out that's going on in your personal life. You've been selling us this getting married, getting engaged storyline since the beginning. We haven't even seen Juan in 2 seasons. Yeah, we saw him for a couple minutes at the house, but that's not shit. Why doesn't he go to any events with her? Something's up. I can't believe I still want to see a marriage certificate filed in the state of Maryland or anywhere in the United States, because I'm telling you guys, that wedding is not official for legal reasons. They got married in another country. They would have to come home and file separate paperwork to be married acceptable into the United States. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to sell us with these photos, because I've told you guys before, I did an entire video on it. Juan's getting sued. He's named in a big ass civil suit against the school, against the basketball team, against the coaches, with a kid who they ripped him of his scholarship. He was taken advantage of by a coach. I don't even know. I mean, he catfished the kid, blackmailed him with basically making him sleep with him. Juan was aware of this. He found out about it. He took no action. He filed no paperwork. He filed nothing. And he even alluded to the fact that they were aware that the coach who was catfishing the college kid had mental health issues prior to his employment, because he had like also been like a student there or something like that. Anyway, guys, it's messed up, and it's a big deal. So I have said repeatedly, I don't think that they are actually married in the US, because of the fact that they want to keep their assets in Robyn's name, and that way if something does happen with this civil suit and Juan owes money, they can't put a lien against the house, they can't put a lien against the cars, because they'd be in Robyn's name and they're not technically married, so it wouldn't be communal property. Anyway, guys, let's fast forward to the Watch What Happens Live. I'm gonna play it for you guys. Hold on. I just can't believe it. I just cannot believe that she did not think about how Bravo execs were. I mean, even the fans, like, if you don't even count about how shitty that is to the fans, that you lied to viewers this whole time, then you come out with it on your podcast, then you don't even put it all out on your podcast. We got to go pay for your Patreon. Like, that's bullshit. That is such bullshit. Okay, guys, here we go. Hold on, let me unmute it for you.
To celebrate your...
Hold on, sorry guys. Sorry. I don't know why I did that because I think that I accidentally shoot. I'm sorry guys. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, let's try this again. Let's go back here to the original. Alright, see.
You tonight to celebrate your wedding and lean into that. We still want to do that a little bit. But Robyn, this week you admitted on your podcast that Juan had been involved with another woman during COVID and that you knew about it ahead of season 7 and that the situation had been, quote, handled. Obviously, I have questions. Okay. You mentioned on your podcast that Juan and this woman didn't date and he didn't fly her anywhere. Correct. Can you clarify why she had a hotel receipt with Juan's name on it?
Oh, wow, you want to get on to there. Okay, yeah. So I really don't want to give her this attention, but
Whatever.
She lives in Canada. Canada was clearly on a strict lockdown during the pandemic.
Okay.
So the hotel receipt comes into play because for whatever reason, she decided that she wanted to fly to Maryland. And she had told Juan that she was dating a Baltimore Ravens player. So she's telling him she's flying to Maryland, and he's like, okay, whatever. But somewhere along the way, she gets to Maryland. She's reaching out to him. She tells him she lost her wallet in the casino, and she cannot pay for her hotel room.
Okay.
So he feels bad for her. Apparently she was like, really stressed out, really distraught. He feels bad for her. He goes to the hotel, puts his card down at the...
We had originally booked you tonight.
Pause. Let me also point something else out that I thought was very important. Okay? The sort of a sexual tension, anticipation, mysteria that builds up in a online relationship or a relationship through the mail. I mean, I'm just saying, like, prison relationships are real. People like fall in love through the mail. I think it's the same with military people when they're overseas and they're emailing and writing. And so a lot of tension built up over time. And if they're talking this whole time during the pandemic and then she finally gets to the United States, you're going to tell me that he's going to go throw a credit card down and not do anything? She's literally there from another country. Is she ever going to come back again? Probably not. Would anyone know? He thinks to himself, well, F it, I already used my credit card. Let's go into the part 2, guys, of Watch What Happens Live. Part 2 of Robyn's story. Here we go.
Okay, so that was the only time they met in person?
Yes.
And I guess this could sound like BS to a lot of
people. It sounded like BS to me.
Okay.
Honestly, like when I found out about it, it sounded like BS to me. But he was very, he was.
You believe him?
I believe him. Just and also based on like what she revealed last week.
Okay.
I believe him.
Here's my thing. You're on a reality show about your life.
Yeah.
And infidelity has been the hot topic of the season. And you've played a part in the conversations. So how do you stay silent through the season?
Because it was so in the back of my mind. Like, we dealt with it. We moved on from it. I don't know why I would say, hey guys, pick me. Let's talk about my issue.
The expectation is that you're sharing everything that's going on in your life.
Right.
So that's why it's not about pick me, wait to be picked. It's, hey, we went through something and this is what's happening in our lives.
But it wasn't an issue at that moment while we were filming. If it was an issue while we were filming,
it had been an issue in your relationship.
because it wasn't relevant to where we were in that present time.
Another big criticism.
That's it. So.
Okay, so so that was the only time they met in person.
Here you have it, guys. I want to know what you think. Please put it in the comments. Of course, everyone, I tell you guys all the time, I love to hear everyone's opinion. I read all of the comments. Sometimes I get a little bit behind, guys. I can't help it. You guys know I had the baby. It was the weekend, so I am a little bit behind in comments. But I'm going to get back to everyone today. I always do. I love your comments. I love reading them. I love your feedback. And want to know what you guys think about this. I mean, on Instagram, I can read you guys some of the comments I got on these if you're interested, because they're not nice. Let's see. This one had a lot of views. Let's see what everyone had to say about this one. Let's read the comments. Kudos to Robyn. Why should she have to discuss something that her and Juan worked through? I can understand, like, she shouldn't have any embarrassment. Juan should have the embarrassment. Andy dimmed the lights and had his entire chair turned towards her. He was not letting up. You could tell she was lying, but gotta give her credit. She was good under pressure. It was deliciously awkward to watch, and I loved it, said Skittles522. Oh, my goodness. You were asked during filming, and you denied it. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, these accounts got me. Hold on, there's some more. I'm not done. Andy wasn't mad at all. Andy wasn't as mad as all the blogs were saying. It felt like he was in a reunion mode. Okay. She's lying. He's lying. I'd like to hear these words from Juan himself. I'm sure he looks so guilty. How could she marry him again? Should have been on the show. Houses with Holly. Angel says, why didn't they ask her about Juan and the school situation? That's BS. Not one word about the school scandal and why. I mean, I completely agree with you. I don't think Tony said, I don't think Andy's too happy right now. I don't think so either. Somebody else, Missy says, can someone explain to me if the woman was dating a Ravens player, why Juan would be paying for the room? Yeah, exactly. Someone needs to interview this chick ASAP. I want her full side told. That's interesting that you say that. Everyone wants to talk with her. Allegedly, Robyn had asked her not to go to the media, but she did go to the blogger Giorgio. And I don't know. I don't think she wants to talk to anyone because she said that she didn't go to production for that reason. So I think she just wanted to maybe expose the truth and expose Juan and Robyn on their bullshit, but like not. She didn't want her 2 minutes of fame, so she doesn't really want people to know who she is or what she's doing or whatever, I guess. And then that was a really great point about how Andy didn't ask her anything about the lawsuit. That's a little weird, messed up too. Somebody else comments, and New Jersey shopaholic 414. Nope, not one word. She doesn't believe it either. She just wants to prove to her haters that they are meant to be together. I very much agree with that. New York shopaholic. All things R and B. I don't believe it. He didn't pay for that woman's hotel for nothing. I agree with you. Holly Jordan says, I like Robyn until this season. I liked her and Giselle being shady, but they both had weak storylines. And my main reason for liking Robyn was she seemed straightforward, but she lied all season, and this makes it even more of a lie. I think so too. So I think we have a pretty much consensual, Raw Ray said she is lying like crazy. She brings nothing to the franchise, and I don't even want to see her on it. Not even the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls trip. Dawn says Robyn owes Karen an apology. Roger said she's lying. I agree. Still like her and Giselle though. Karen likes the distraction. She sure was swearing it on the way out the door, wasn't she? Yeah, she was. Rayetta says almost half the stuff they talk about doesn't actually happen while filming. They bring it up while filming. She's such a dingbat. Bravo Celebrity said, no, we don't believe it, but my heart seriously breaks for her because she is a great wifey. That's so true. She shouldn't be embarrassed. I mean, is this why she wanted the infidelity clause in the prenup? Absolutely. Diana says Robyn acts like she's such an insult for people to say she's biracial, but look how blonde she's trying to look with her hair. When I watch the show, I don't want to talk about that. Because I don't know enough about what was going on with them, and that's no offense or nothing. I just don't know. Look, Ma, a clown wearing a dress. Oh my gosh. I wish he would put Juan under fire too, since he's the one to blame. Agree. Queen of Black-Hearted Soul says, oh, this is bullshit, period. It's relevant. Karen's rumors are no longer relevant, but you keep bringing them up, but don't want to talk about your own crap that is recent. Girl, bye. Done with you and Grammy One. He's no better than Michael. All right, there, guys. There you have it. I mean, that's like, that's all the comments on the post that I posted from Watch What Happens Live. So there you have it. And I want to know what you guys think. So make sure you comment, hit that like button. It really makes a difference with my videos, guys. Subscribe to my channel, turn your notifications on, and have a great Monday.